tell us a little about what your kind of day-to-day life is at the workplace.
Yeah, so my name's Caleb. My pronouns are he, him. I've been at Best Buy for 11 years, in leadership for 9, almost 10 of them. Day to day, a lot of it is just obviously talking to employees, talking to customers. I was kind of blown away that I got invited to this thing, so I didn't really I knew we did events and all this kind of stuff, but I didn't know that our donations and all that could kind of trigger something like this.
Yeah.
So it's great getting to meet all these people that put this together, and seeing that the things I do day to day when getting employees to talk about Team Tech Centers and Best Buy Foundation, that it actually makes a difference, and I get to see what it does and meet all the people that help put it on.
Okay. How did you get into leadership so early on in your career at Best Buy?
So originally when I started at Best Buy, I was going to culinary school.
Oh.
And so this was just I need a part-time job. And my boss, luckily, his parents used to own a restaurant, and so I wanted to learn from him. So any opportunity I got, I would go to him and be like, hey, I want to learn how to do this. I want to learn how to manage a team because I want to run my own restaurant one day. And as I got more into the restaurant business, I realized I didn't like running that kind of team, and I much rather liked getting to meet people, train employees, talk to them as people, and kind of learn what they want to do and kind of mentor them one way. So I just kept grinding and asking hey, what can I do to prepare myself for the next position, and just kept moving up in the company. And now ultimately my goal is to keep moving up. Like I said, I'm an experienced supervisor now. My next goal is experience manager, and then I eventually want to go into human resources. That's the new thing that I've been going to school for.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think it's been fantastic.
Okay. How did you muster up the courage to decide, yes, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to just go for it? What made you decide that in a life where, sometimes jobs can't always be about a dream, it has to be about money? How did you decide that? How did you make that decision?
Yeah, the big thing was a lot of my other leaders and mentors that I met through Best Buy would tell me, you're going to be not just a manager, but a life coach to a lot of people. And at first I didn't think I enjoyed that.
It's a lot of pressure.
But as I got a little older and I was hiring younger people, they would come up and ask me hey, can you help me buy my first car? Can you help me do these things?
Right.
And it was a fulfillment that I didn't think I needed or liked at the time. But I know that wanting to get more into the employee relations side of things, it would be better if I had a degree, went to school. I've networked with a ton of people, and that's where they think I should go, is figuring out the logistics on the business and HR side of things, and then trying to find an opening somewhere and having an employee experience with everyone and having that fulfillment. That's kind of what pushed me to do it. It's finally let's go back to school. I've been in school in 8 years. Let's start over doing what I want to do again, and hopefully moving in the field that I want to be in.
Okay.
So, kind of backtracking to that topic, going back to teams, as you said, you would kind of be a life coach for them, whatever. So, what advice do you have for young people to advance professionally?
Yeah, I would say try to do what you think you want to do, and try it hard. Go at it. Don't dip your toes in the water. Jump full force in. And if you realize you don't like it, then you have early opportunities to pivot and move around, instead of what I did with culinary. Is I really dragged on going to culinary school, and I got super far into it, and then realized I don't want to do this anymore. I put years of my life into it, and I really enjoy retail, and I enjoy employees and coaching and training that I don't get in the restaurant world. So it's just jump head first in, and if you fail, you fail, but then you can move on to the next thing that you might be more interested in.
So do you feel that having passion for your job plays a big part in actually pursuing your job, having passion for it?
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you don't have passion at the time, I didn't think I wanted to sell stuff for a lot of my career.
Right.
But jumping into the leadership immediately helped, and then I kind of grew my passion off that. And maybe if I didn't do that, my passion would have been with something else. But I think if you're unsure, and like you said earlier, right, you need to make money to survive. Sometimes it's worth just trying something, and maybe you'll make money and you don't like it. Maybe you'll really like it, and you didn't know you would otherwise because you weren't making a lot of money. So now you get to you found a new passion that you do enjoy without knowing it beforehand.
What would you say for the students, the teens, just like the people that you work with who are maybe knowing what they want to do, possibly have some of the resources to do it, maybe don't have the resources at all? What would you say for people who are lacking in resources, whether it's having a ride or having the time or because of the money or anything like that? What would you say for people who are struggling with these real world problems who just want to start in this industry?
Yeah, I would say find something local, find something near you, find something that you can kind of mold into what you want to do. And if they're, like you said, if you're having problems with resources like transportation, being able to afford stuff, public transportation is always an option. It's not great by any means, because you have to kind of find a boss that will let you have the perfect schedule to do that, and they are out there. And then library, anything along those lines, visiting like the teen tech centers we have. I know there's one where up by me, it's in Portland, a couple hours north of me. I know they're scattered everywhere, but it's trying to find whatever you can, wherever you can. And I know that's like a privilege either way. But doing the best you can with what you have. And I know people that really want to pursue things will try their hardest and maybe find something that other people wouldn't realize is a resource for them.
Okay.
So here we have the charity classic coming up. What is the significance of the gala and why is it important to you?
I think from a personal perspective, it's super important that I get to actually see where all the money is going to. I get an email every year, right, that's like, hey, we raised X millions of dollars, but I work out of a remote store, we're 4 hours away from anyone. I don't get to see any of that kind of stuff. But seeing all these people here and meeting people, and I'm going to be honest, when I came here, I was super nervous. I've never been to an event like this before, and I told someone that, and he's like, hey, I'm going to help you meet people. We met, I took a picture with Corey Berry. That's crazy. I never thought I'd meet her in my life.
Wow.
But it's giving me the opportunity, and I think it's super important that we can help people with teen tech centers, Boys and Girls Club, get to use technology that they might not beforehand.
Yeah.
And last year I was told, after 5-6 months of having the prompt, we raised $7 million, and that just goes right back into the community with all of that.
Oh, nice.
And I think getting to actually see in person all these people that are super passionate about it and not just, hey, this is my job, makes a huge impact, not only for me, but anybody that I'm going to tell about this when I get home or sees this podcast, or the people I've already texted and said hey, I got to meet Corey Berry.
That's pretty cool. Especially because there's always really fun guests that come and perform at the galas and that attend the galas because of their ties to Best Buy, and you wouldn't even know that was really going on. So that's pretty cool. It's really getting an acclaim. Oh yeah, it's just part of my job, you know, that I get to do this.
So when you were a kid, did you have a specific dream? What did you want to be when you grew up?
Sorry, can you repeat it one more time?
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be a doctor.
That's funny. The guy before you that was one of his dreams too.
Yeah, I wanted to be a doctor until 8th grade.
Okay.
Or maybe freshman year. I was taking anatomy classes at a high school level, and then I had to fill in the blanks with other electives, so I took culinary classes, and then immediately was I don't like this part. I like cooking a lot.
Yes.
And then obviously that changed. I started cooking a lot, working at restaurants, and then I was I don't really like this either. And I was working at Best Buy part-time, and obviously I needed money, and I just kept going. I was this is actually fun. I enjoyed talking to people day by day. I'm a very social person, and so I just kept pivoting. But originally, I was I wanted to be a doctor because of House and Scrubs. Those are my inspirations, and
yes.
I obviously know that it's very different in the real world, but I love those shows, and I was this will be fun to do.
Right. When I was younger, my best friend wanted to be a doctor because she watched Grey's Anatomy. I mean, who didn't want to be a doctor because they watched Grey's Anatomy?
My
So I
mom's
completely understand.
obsessed with that show.
It's my roommates were watching it all the way through, and I was I could never start that again. It's too long.
I think I've watched all of it through TikTok at this point, just alone.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I had to drop out after season 14. I was done.
14?
Yeah, I had to stop.
You gave up after 14 seasons?
Yeah.
You just finished at that point. You got to go back.
After a while, I was I don't care anymore. But anyways, thank thank you for coming. Sorry that we had to cut it short.
No, totally fine.
We got a lot of people in line, so it was really nice to meet you. Thank you for coming,
You too as
sharing your wisdom, and enjoy the rest of the gala.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see you around tomorrow and
I'll be
everything like
here.
that.
Sweet. Thank you guys.
Thank you.